Hello, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while, but I have a dip powder video for you today. I wanted to go with something really springy because I actually did this video right before Easter Sunday, and I just had a lot going on since then. So yeah, we're gonna get right into the nail set. I'm using this color on the left called Honeysuckle. It's like a pastel yellow that leans green a little bit. And I decided to pair it with one of the colors from the advent calendar from 915 Aesthetics. I used the color Spree. Um, if you saw my days of unboxing with that, I did 3 separate videos. It was part of the advent calendar for Christmas. Honeysuckle is part of the 915 monthly color challenge. The color of April was honeysuckle. I also used the Delumars blanket peel base on my right hand underneath my powder. And I went ahead and applied that off camera so that it had time to dry before doing the nails. So this video started off with just being a how-to dip video on your dominant hand. And Honeysuckle was supposed to be the main star of the show, or is supposed to be the main star of the show, since that is the color of the month. Now, the monthly color challenge is just a little bit of an interactive thing in the group where all of the members do a nail set with Honeysuckle during the month of April. You post it with the hashtag, and you are entered to win a $10 gift card to the shop. There are 3 winners every month. They are randomly selected for anybody that uses the hashtag. So if you are interested in joining, then please make sure to do so. I will leave the link to the group down in the description box, along with the website information and all of that. I also wanted to let you guys know that I am a new ambassador for 915 Aesthetics. I was super happy when Rachel asked me to be a part of her team. I have loved her since the beginning of my nail journey. I have been watching her on YouTube for many years now. Probably at least 5 years now I've been watching her on YouTube. And yeah, I just really love her vibe. I love her aesthetic. I love her new company. She used to have another company, if you're familiar with Cascade Colorworks, but she decided to venture out on her own and go a different direction. So I've been with her from the beginning. And yeah, I really do enjoy her company. And her liquids are amazing. If you have trouble with contaminating your liquids, I highly suggest these liquids. I can't get them to contaminate. I'm currently using the liquids from Daisy Dips because I have them and I need to buy more 915 Aesthetics liquids, and I just haven't yet. I've been a little bit behind on life lately. But yeah, the liquids are amazing. So the reason that did not pick up on the whole nail was because I have the peel base underneath. And a good tip when you're using an air dry peel base and dip base is to put the dip base on all of the nails and just to let it dry before you dip into the powder, because the peel base makes the dip powder or the dip base dry very, very fast on that first layer. But once you put that first layer and you let the base dry and you go back again, you should have no problems. But sometimes I have an issue with just that first layer if I don't let it dry completely. As you can see, it just looks a little bit splotchy, but yeah. Also, her solids are really, really good. Now, if you mix her liquids with her powders, I feel like that's like the best combination. Now, you don't have to at all. I mean, you can mix and match, but I usually like to use the same dip liquids with the same dip company just because I feel like they are formulated to work together, even though a lot of them are the same. I've tried over many years, but if the powders from the company are good, chances are the liquids are going to be pretty decent, and her liquids are my favorite dip liquids to use. I'm using the Daisy Dips ones because I have those right now. I used to be an ambassador for Daisy Dips, but I am not any longer as of this video. I did step down at the end of March. At the end of March, yeah, I stepped down near the end of March as an ambassador. I just have a lot of stuff going on, and I stepped down from Liquid Layers and I stepped down from Daisy Dips, in case you're wondering why there are no codes in my videos anymore. I just felt that it was the best move for me at this time. So, yeah. But I mean, I'm not going to stop using the stuff just because I stepped down as an ambassador. I just have other things going on right now that I'm focusing on. So, yeah. Anyway, moving along. I love this flake. I think that if it was a different color, it would probably be my favorite one ever. But I'm not a fan of like yellows or like pastel yellows or yellows in general or like pastel greens or like they call them puke yellows or puke greens or whatever. I don't know. Some people do. They're weird. But anyway, I don't like that shade on my skin. I'll wear like a banana yellow or whatever, like a shirt after I'm like really tan from the summer. But like, I don't like those colors on my nails personally. But I also did not own this color Honeysuckle before it was announced for the monthly color challenge. The colors are announced at least a month or two ahead of time so that you have time to purchase the colors if you'd like to join. Um, it's open to all skill levels, all of that. The group is very, very supportive, very helpful. There's zero nail shaming, always full of tips and tricks and beautiful nail combos and stuff like that. So if you're interested in a very fun place to be, then I would suggest joining the group if you like dip powder and you like a challenge because it's interesting to see what everybody does with the same color. You're given one color and you can do whatever you want as long as that color is included in the set. It counts. Doesn't have to be the main star of the show, but I tried to make it the main star of the show just because I feel like why not, right? All right, I wanted to show you the difference in 1 and 2 layers. 2 layers gives it a little bit more of a punch of a yellow, but I actually decided to do 3 layers because that first layer did not pick up the way that I wanted it to. So I end up doing 3 layers. I just feel like that works. Sometimes for a real pastel color or a really light sheer color, I will do 3 layers just because I feel like that gives me the best opacity. And yeah, you don't get too bulky. Like I'll show you after the 3rd layer, the side view of the middle finger, and it does not get bulky at all. I also don't build up an apex with dip powder because it's just not my style to do that. I build up my apex on top of my tips with builder gel or with rubber base before applying the powder. I just feel like if I'm not leaving the powder on for very long, then for me there's no point to spend all the time to try to build up the apex when I'm just going to pop the color off and then the apex will be gone. So I like to build up the apex or have an apex on my nail extensions. And that's where I spend my time doing all of that work so that when I go to put the color on top, I literally just put the color on top. So yeah, it's personal preference. If you want to do an apex method, then that's fine. I just personally won't do any videos like that because I don't do that at all. Like I never do that. So it would just be pointless for me to show you that. There's lots of videos. I know Marla Chris does a lot of those videos. There's lots of people in here. If you just type in apex method with dip powder, I'm sure it will pop up. But anyway, this flake is so, so pretty. Ever since I opened it up in the advent calendar, I've been dying to use it. And I was just like waiting for the opportunity, pretty much just waiting for spring because I do feel like it's a really good spring color to use. But also, these flakes get everywhere. So don't breathe when you're using them. Breathe, but like don't breathe on them because they will fly everywhere. Like everywhere. But anyway, after I do this color, I'm going to dip this color. I'm going to show you guys the side view of the nail show you that it is not super bulky. Everything lays really flat. The solid works great. I decided to just use the cupcake liner to lay into versus pour over the nail because I feel like with a pastel color, it just is a lot better for me to like lay into the color for like the best coverage. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I just feel like using the cupcake liner because I can maneuver it a lot easier over the nail. But as you see, you have the very nice coverage with it. It is not too bulky. Everything looks really good. And then you have your 3 layers on the middle finger. You have 2 layers on the index finger and then 1 layer on the pinky. So you can kind of see the difference in what kind of coverage. If my nail tips were clear, it wouldn't pull as peach as it does. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I like to leave my nail tips clear. I like to build them up with, or not clear, I like to make them tan so that if I don't have time after I do my extensions to do a color, I will have like a nude or a shimmer or some kind of sparkle as like the base so that I have something versus just a clear tip, a clear extension. That drives me nuts. So yeah, I try to make them nude or like a neutral color or a sparkle or something of that nature so that it is easy to be dipped or colored over with gel polish, but still will look pretty on its own in case I do have like one of my colors pop off with due to the peel base underneath or something like that, or I don't have time to do them. I still like them to look pretty. So continuing on, I'm going to do 3 layers on all of those, and then I am going to activate everything and then file everything. I like to use a scrub brush when I'm doing flakes because I feel like it just scrubs off the excess that's like hanging off or anything like that, and I just feel like it gives it a really cool look. So it's really whatever you want to do. I feel like it also scrubs off the excess the best. So I like to use one of those little manicure brushes. All right. So this video, like I was saying, started off as a dip my dominant hand with me video because as you can see, everything is going great. It's going nice. Everything is working out. I also hadn't dipped on my right hand in many weeks because like when I have a lot going on, I just like to just take my extensions off and I cut my nails real short to where they're like nubs. I have like the most micro free edge, and I'll just put like rubber base or builder gel over top of my natural nails and just let them kind of grow out just a little bit just because it's I don't like my nails to be another stressor when I already have a lot going on. I've just been dealing a lot with my personal life, and then shortly after shortly after Easter, I went down to go visit my grandma, and she wasn't doing very well. If you guys know me personally, you know that I love my grandma and I go down there as often as I can, and she hasn't been doing well for some time. So anytime my husband's like, yeah, I'm going to take some time off work, I'm going to keep all the kids, go visit your grandma, I run at that opportunity because my grandma lives about 7.5 hours away and I drive down there. So every opportunity that I can get to go see her, I jump on it. I don't ask questions and I just leave. And this last time she ended up in the hospital. So it's just been a lot mentally for me. And then with my kids and the homeschooling and the end of year testing and figuring out what I'm going to do next year for schooling and planning, it's just, for me, it's just a lot. Because I mean, chaos manager times 4. I think some of y'all know that means I have 4 kiddos. So yeah, it's just a lot at times. And sometimes when I get overwhelmed or I get stressed and stuff like that, I don't get, my nails take a back seat to everything, but I'm trying to be more consistent as consistent as I can. I'm trying to move more towards the art aspect of nails. I've been loving hand painting. I've been loving trying new things, but also the stress of trying to record trying new things sometimes can get to me. So all in all, to say lately, things have just been a little bit stressful, but I'm trying to do more shorts. I'm trying to get back into the recording as things are calming down. My kids also like to spend every waking moment outside. We are up and outside by 7:30 in the morning, and we are not coming in until 7 o'clock at night. So I spend like every day that it's not raining and it's above 70, I spend it outside with them. So also leaves less time for nails when I'm stuck outside all day with them. But I wouldn't change it. I love it. I hope you guys bear with me. Continue to stick around, see what type of content I put out. I do have a lot of stuff that I want to do, a lot of video tutorials that I do have coming. Marble inks has been a new obsession of mine. Sculpting, painting characters. Actually, the day I do this voiceover, the day before, I actually did a class with Nails by Dev, and she did a My Little Pony, she did Pinkie Pie, and I painted that. I'll have a short little reel of that if you want to go check out over there, but I've been trying to paint characters and sculpt 3D characters and 3D things. Like, I want to do. I have an idea for flowers that I'm probably gonna do next that I got from the Nail Babe on Instagram. I've just been trying to figure out where I want to go in my nail journey because just dip powder is not enough for me, and just extensions or just painting my nails, that's not enough for me. So I'm going to be going more artsy with it. Also, I'm cutting back on the buying, so I won't be doing too many hauls. I didn't get a lot for the Mother's Day stuff, but Sundara is having a huge Mother's Day sale on Mother's Day. I should have this video out by Thursday or Friday. I'm hoping before Mother's Day. I should have one more video on Mother's Day showing off some of my Sundara favorites. I'm going to post that on Sunday. Even if it's just a showing you my favorites and not doing anything video, Sundara is having 50% off. 50% off. And you can stack my ambassador code, ERIKA10, for an additional 10% off. Oh, pause for the clicking. The pinky sound is not really what you want to hear, but when you hear the sound on the other fingers, you know you are ready to file. So, look out for my Sundara video on Sunday if you're interested. I love Sundara nails. If y'all have been around for any length of time, y'all know that that is an amazing company, and I'm going to show you some of my favorites. So, back to the mistakes. Mistakes were made. I overfiled my cuticle area because, like I said, it has been a little while since I've done my nails. So I overfiled just a little bit. And when you overfile at your cuticle line, you can always fix it with a little bit of glitter. So I am going to take my liner brush. This liner brush is the 8mm from Color Me Carole. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to line my cuticle with the gel base. I'm not going to cure it. I'm just going to line my cuticle and I'm just going to make sure that it's down there. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can drag it just like in that general area. And then I kind of wanted to make it like a little bit messy. I didn't want it to be a perfectly straight line because it's flakes. So I gave it a little bit of swiping motions just to make it look like a little bit messy. And I do that for all of the nails. And then what I'm going to do once I get all of the nails exactly how I want them, as far as like at the cuticle line, make sure all of the spots that need to be covered are covered. I'm going to dip my nails into the flake and then I'm going to press it down just a little bit and then put it into the lamp to cure it. Now, the reason I'm using, you don't have to use gel base. Now you could just use dip base again. But the reason why I chose to use gel base is because I activated my nails already. And there are times when you activate your nails and then you go back and use dip base, you can harden or contaminate your brush. The activator is what does the contaminating. And I didn't want to risk it since that's a fairly full bottle as you saw. So I just decided to go with the gel base so that I would have that coverage that I needed and I could work with it for a little bit and I didn't have to worry about anything else. So, I mean, gel base is a way to go whenever you've messed up a little bit. But as you see, I've got the gel base on. I did not cure it, and I'm just going to tap my finger into the flakes just to pick them up on that cuticle line. And then I go and clean them just a little bit. Now, you don't want to touch it too much. Because it is gel, so we're working to not get gel on our skin. That is a very big thing. You really, don't want to get any kind of anything on your skin. Dip powder, dip liquids, you don't want to get anything really on your skin, but like sometimes with the flakes and the powders, you just can't help it. But I went ahead and I put my hand in the lamp, and now I'm just going to use my duster brush. I put it in for 60 seconds just to make sure that everything was good to go. Oh, I forgot I did that. Almost a disaster. I love that color. I'm going to actually try it and put it over some colors and see if I can use it as an over color and see if that makes a difference. But anyway, now my cuticle lines are fixed. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go around with my file and I'm going to go around that line just a little bit and clean up the shape at the cuticle. But all of the dip powder that was missing is now like disguised. So you can't really see how bad of a job I did. But yeah, if you ever overfile your nails, throw a sticker on, throw glitter on, put something on there. Don't give up on it if you overfile somewhere. There's always a way to fix it. So I had this series, Oops, Mistakes Happen, and I think this is going to be my next video on there because I did not intend on doing that. I just intended on doing a super simple dip on my dominant hand, but it turned out to be a oops video. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish off with the 915 Aesthetics base coat and the top coat, which are amazing, amazing liquids. And here's what we look like. After everything's top coated, after everything's taken care of, I went ahead and I'm going to put the cuticle oil on because I feel like putting cuticle oil on at the end is just like so satisfying. It's like putting lotion on. Cuticle oil just helps like moisturize the hands, put the moisture and stuff back in. But I wanted to show you that on the edge of my finger, some of the flakes got on the other nail. So just be careful when you're playing with the flakes and make sure you cover up your hand if you already have it done, your other hand if you already have it done, because they're going to get everywhere. There's not really much you can do about it. But yeah, went ahead and put cuticle oil on. Everything looks nice and good, and I still am not a fan of the yellow. What do you guys think? I'm not a fan of it on my skin. Maybe your skin might look better, but you'll have to let me know what you think. Sometimes I have to wash my hands a little bit. It takes like a day or so for those extra flakes to come off that are just like sticking everywhere. But you guys have to let me know what you think of this yellow. But also don't forget, 915 Aesthetics, Erica 15. Use the code. Doesn't give me anything. It just saves you some money. So why not save? Shop and save. Also, look out for my Sundara Nails favorites video coming on Sunday. So yes, it's going to be 2 videos in 1 week. But here are some pictures outside, some final pictures. Let me know what you think. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you on the next one.